Hi everyone. I'm doing my best to get this one set up. So I'm hoping, because I can't see if you can see this or not. Obviously we would be over here. I'm going to make a huge mess, so I apologize. Getting all of this out of here. And as you can see, we have some roots that are good, roots that are bad. I'm hoping you can see this. Let's see. Oof. It's called Let the Mess Begin. Normally I wear a stronger glove, but today I am not. Mainly because it was just too hard to try to get into it. So I do apologize. Anyone else that is messing with this old yucky moss that has definitely gone to the wayside, absolutely wear gloves. You don't want to get cut by any of the stringers, and you don't want your hands to smell like moss later on or ruin a good manicure. So we're getting down to it here. As you can see, I'm pulling off the dead, and you can see the root where I'm pulling off the dead vellum. These plants are extremely resilient for everything that they can be put through. And I'd like to tell you I'm really gentle, but trying to be, but it doesn't always work out that way. So I'm really digging in here and getting everything that I can find out and off. And I may have to put you on pause while I do a rinse, because I'm sure that won't be any excitement listening to water run. Let's see, how are we doing? Well, for the most part, it's not too bad. Just get all this dead stuff off. Okay. Let's see if I can pull the pot out. Now this is the purple one, just so we know who's being taken care of here. Okay. So I'm going to put you on pause for just a sec. We're going to go for the rinse. Okay, so we have had our rinse, and you can see there's new roots developing right here and right here. And then we have the roots where I've taken off the vellum, because once it's gone, it's, you know, pretty much done. And I'll probably go ahead and trim these off. Yeah, we'll see. I hate being a meanie puss, but yeah, down we go. Now we're going to go ahead and take those. Now this one came in moss, but it came in the little vacuum pack, sealed up plastic, which we're all familiar with. where it's just, ooh, sorry. Go ahead and take these off because they're just not going to do any good. Gone and gone. Actually, I might have to go a little further for that one. Oops, I'm doing this left-handed. So if you're thinking I'm being very slow at it, you're right, I am. So off we go with that. Never easy. So now this is not the pot that it came in, but this is the pot that I'm going to set it back in because this is the pot that it's going to get repotted into. We're going to put him to the side. Let him have some air drying time. Now, I end up taking everything, all of the debris that comes off of these, from everything from the moss to anything that I'm cutting off, goes into a bag, you know, because you don't want this stuff getting into your garbage disposal. Many people, after they do that, they will use hydrogen peroxide. I do not use that. If you have a plant with bacteria, or you think that there's something wrong, and if I suspect that there's something going on, I will use honey. That is, it's actually a non-pasteurized honey, and it does very well. But, as I always say, use what works for you and your orchids. For me, that's what works here in my climate and for my orchids. Everybody's not going to be the same, and you know what, that's really okay, because not every climate is the same. Now this one, also in one of those tight little lovely containers. And the roots really do look nice on this one. I do have to give it that. And the moss doesn't look terribly bad. It is starting to whiff a bit though. You know, you start getting that kind of musty odor, which somebody said, oh, well, it's moss, it should smell musty. I'm like, nah, it shouldn't smell like it's just decaying and has no more nutrients left to it. I actually have moss that I grow outside, and the moss that grows, you know, natural here in our state, you can't quite get away from it. Oh, well, there's a bad root right here, as you can see. So that's too bad, but that's really not too bad when you look at the majority of these. They look really well. So we're going to keep going. And sterilize your scissors. Remember, it's not the the wiping on the solution of the alcohol. It's when it evaporates, that's when you've hit sterilization. Pretty sure Roger's Orchid or Orchid Whisperer covered that. And I'm sure if you've made it to my channel, I'm sure you've made it to theirs, or Rick L's. He has a lot of great information regarding nutrition and pots and getting those orchids to grow, and does a fine job. They all do. It's really so nice to have a community of growers that share with each other and support each other. Ed's Orchids, I'm not brave enough yet for an Ingracum or a Frag or a Path. So I'm sticking to what I'm comfortable with so far. One thing I've learned over the years is just, depending on what you're comfortable with. For me, I'm comfortable taking my time with one species, although I am considering, and I have been considering, dendrobiums for some time. I just don't know if I can endure the patience of waiting so long for the blooms. So I'm hoping that you all are seeing this while I'm taking this out. This stuff gets really high up into the plant. Of course, the plant does grow while it's in this moss. So, when it's inside and it's growing new roots, it grows right over the top. Okay. Well, I think it might actually be able to breathe a little bit better. Maybe. I'm hoping. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the look underneath. Now, many times there is a plug that's in here, as everyone knows, the old moss plug. But this one doesn't appear to have that horrible old plug. So that's good. But it does need a good rinse. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. Gloves are off. Mild mess, nothing too horrid. And when I had turned on the light, I was like, gosh, it is so dark in here. So we have done as much as we are going to do to this one on cutting and doing anything else. This, for some reason, has some bark and moss in it, which normally I wouldn't have in there, but yeah. Actually, I was going to grab the peanuts, but I think we're going to let that ride. Now, I'm hoping you can see this, and if you can't, then I'm going to apologize right off the get. Ugh, there's always one. Yep. I'm going to let you sit right there. Okay, try to behave yourself. Okay. Yes, I've taken off my gloves. I'm doing a bit of cheating. I apologize. And I'm hoping that this is going to be able to go down deep enough. I'm thinking it's not. We may have to get a different pot. But one thing is for sure, I'm certain could use a little vacay because I still need to clean that stem. I'll bring this one up. You know what? I hate to do that, but we're going to call that Balthazar. That's just not going to work. Forgot this is one that has the cones in it. It's got the little cone in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead with this. Let's see if we are going to be able to put him in there without making him look too terrible. And yes, we're going to put this one back into moss, but not at the ratio that it was in. So we will be right back. Okay, so now I've got two hands. Oh, it's a miracle. So we are in the pots. We made it. Now you can see that they have air. It's one of the best parts about growing in pots that you can actually see what's going on. And I am going to have to invest in some bigger pots. But for this moment, looks to be okay. I don't want them stuffed. When you get them home, I'm sure you realize just how much is in there. In fact, let's have a look at this. Here is the Safeway bag. Now, this is some twigs and then some of the roots, the twigs from the new moss. But, oh shoot, I did break one. Darn it. Well, that does happen. Yikes. Sorry. Anywho, this is a lot of moss for these two little plants. The fact that they're, and I know why they do it, so that, they can pack and ship and protect the roots. But oh my goodness, it'd be like having you in a Speedo for 2 months straight. The first thing you want to do, once you get them home, is get them out of the sardine casing or the sausage casing and get them some air, get them some food, let them breathe. Now this one, of course, these blooms are old. You can tell by the sides here, but she still has a beautiful throat, looking good. And this one decided to bloom upside down. Who does that remind me of? Oh yeah, the one that I have in water culture in the bathroom. Yeah, fabulous. But this one still has, whoops, there we go, it's protruding some growth. So we'll see how the newbies do. Thank you for your patience and your time. I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy your orchids. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. In the meantime, everyone, have a great orchid day. Bye.